Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am going to be reviewing the very first wig that I purchased, and that was Scarlett by Jon Renau, and it was in chocolate cherry. I could not get that wig to work, probably because I was so new at wigs, and I was just able to get my hands on Scarlett once again 3 years later, this time in Peppercorn. I'll leave Scarlett linked down for you in the description box to Wig Studio One, where you can find it in Peppercorn, which is a brand new color to Jon Renau, as well as all the other colors that are available for Scarlett. As I mentioned, when I first reviewed Scarlett, it was the very first wig I had, and I put that on my head. I thought, oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't know what permatease was. It was loaded with permatease. I didn't know what to do with it. It was just one of those things I tried and tried. I started watching videos. I tried combing a little bit of the permatease. It just nothing worked for me. After about a year, I passed it on, but it was just unmanageable. So I thought, okay, 3 years later, I have a lot more experience with wigs. Let me give Scarlett a try. And I really wanted to try Peppercorn because my bio hair before all of these grays is black. You can probably tell just by looking, even though I have a lot of grays now. I started going gray when I was about 50. I'm 65, for those of you that don't know that. My hair was very much like this when I started going gray. And while some have said to me, no, your hair is dark brown, no, it's not. It really was black. It was actually a blue black, which is basically the same color that we have on Peppercorn. And I'll go into the color in just a moment. I want to show you the cap. On Scarlett, we don't have any monofilament. We have a basic cap, open wefted top, sides, and back. What we have is a very deep lace front that goes from temple to temple. We have covered ear tabs. We have an extended nape with Velcro adjusters and a good amount of stretch to the cap. I can feel the permatease right here. All right, let me tell you what I see different. And this could just be because, as I mentioned, it was my first wig and I didn't know anything about it. However, I don't feel it has as much permatease as it did the first one that I had. I felt that one was just way too much. I couldn't manipulate it. I couldn't do anything with it. While this Scarlett has permatease, we have permatease right here at the crown. We have some permatease right around the top. We have some permatease at the nape, and we do have some permatease throughout. It doesn't feel abundant. However, we need this permatease because we have a basic cap. We don't have any monofilament. We don't have a monofilament top or a monofilament part. Therefore, they need the permatease in order to cover up the wefts. We also need that permatease in order to give the style the form that it has. If not, we would just if not, the style would just fall flat. Nevertheless, I think it's done really, really well, a lot better than the first one that I had. While we don't have a monofilament, we do have that wide lace front, so we can have a little bit of that illusion of scalp right there at the front. I'm sure there are return hairs right here at the top because of the permatease. We're not going to have the illusion of scalp if we part it, but we can still move the fibers around if you're a right hand parter. I think this style is perfect if you love permatease, if you want something that is a little bit more affordable. The additional features such as a full monofilament top, a hand-tied cap, even a mono part will all add to the price of the wig. When we have a basic cap such as we find on Scarlett, we are going to have a lower price point. The nice thing with Scarlett is that we do have a lace front that is deep, so we could have at least that little bit of a part up front, which gives it a natural appearance. If you prefer no permatease, if you want that full monofilament top, but you love this beachy wave style, then the sister style would be Julianne by Jon Renau, which is a hand-tied cap, and it's the same style as we find on Scarlett. Scarlett has 10 inches on the front. We have a crown of 11 and a quarter. The sides are 9 and a quarter. The nape is 5 and a half. And even though we do have some permatease, we don't have high density here. We have a very nice, realistic density coming in weighing at 3.5 ounces. So we definitely do not have high density. I think a lot of the problem is when we have high density and high permatease. But while we do have the permatease on Scarlett, we don't have the high density. All right, let's take a look at this color. It's 1B60. I love this color, and it's probably because it's so dear and close to my heart. As I mentioned, my bio hair before the grays was blue black, and that's exactly the same base that we're going to have on 1B60. When those of you that have black hair, as I do or I did, when we start going gray, we have it just as we find on Scarlett. At least most of us do. We have some gray at the front, which is done beautifully on this piece because we don't have a band. We have the black with the white sewn through, and they're done strategically to make it appear very natural. So when I started going gray, most of my grays were on the front. However, on the back, I didn't have an awful lot of grays. Pretty much as we're finding on Peppercorn. The white is placed strategically. We are not going to have stripes. We're not going to have bold highlights. It's done very naturally. We have great coverage on Scarlett, and as I mentioned, just a beautiful lace front. I think overall Jon Renau did a great job as a dark brunette. I think they did an incredible job with Peppercorn. It looks very realistic. For those of you that have naturally black hair and you're starting to go gray, your hair probably looks very similar to Peppercorn. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you spending this time with me. I hope that everyone is having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.